everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I'm back with day 4 of our Scrap September series, and today it is grab 5 is our prompt. So the 5 things we've got are a 6x6 paper pad, as you can see here. We have tissue paper, we have stickers, and I've just grabbed quite a few from my stash, they're all quite old. We have enamel dots and wood veneer. So they are the 5 items that we're working with. We have joined today by our super special guest, Chrissi Mannix. She is a fellow Aussie, and we have been together on the Kidaholic Kits design team a few years ago. She's awesome. She does a lot of mixed media. She does art journals, heaps of mixed media. She loves getting messy, so I'm very envious of that skill that she has. And she chose grab 5 because I know she wanted to challenge herself a little bit, and I'm sure she'll still do mixed media. Maybe she won't, but I feel like she probably will. But she chose grab 5 just to challenge herself out of her comfort zone a little bit. And speaking of out of comfort zone, I am actually doing a 6x12 layout, as you can see here. So I don't do these often. In fact, I think I've only done maybe 3 before, but there is a reason I'm doing a 6x12 layout, and if I remember to tell you later on in the series, I will, but I don't want to tell you now because it might spoil a future layout. But yes, this is a photo that was taken way back in March when my boy was only 2 months old, and he had just discovered looking in the mirror, and he thought it was the funniest thing ever, and so he loved laying on his playmat and looking in the mirror. You probably can't tell from this photo, and I probably shouldn't admit it on the internet, but his playmat is on the kitchen table. However, he was never left unattended. I never walked away from him. I was taking photos, but I was sitting right beside him on the table. He couldn't roll at this point, but that's not the point. But he was never left alone on the kitchen table. It was just much easier on my back to be able to have him on the kitchen table, and I could sit on a chair and be at the same height as him, and we could chat and play, and it was just much easier on my back than leaning down. So that's my reasoning, and I stick to it. Anyway, I should tell you what I'm doing. So I pulled out a whole heap of papers from the 6x6 paper pad. I don't even know what paper pad it was. It was one that was gifted to us, I think from Janet, actually, from RTS. She sent us this huge care package. It was huge, of lots of stuff that we just can't get here or can't get very easily here. And I think this was in it. So yes, I pulled out a lot of the black and white pages, but also it's a florals pack as well. And so I pulled out quite a few florals. So there's like pinks and kind of light blues and greens and a bit of yellow in there as well. And so I pulled out those, and I'm just layering them up. I didn't really know what I was going to do for this layout, but I kind of kept it very simple, and I was layering all of the papers up, and I interspersed those with some tissue paper. So I used the pink, which I've done earlier, and now I am using the black. And so I've got 2 things done from my grab 5, tissue paper and 6x6 paper pad. And I thought the tissue paper it added a nice bit of texture. I mean, you can't really tell the way that I've used it, but it's there, it's on the page. I always keep all my tissue paper from gifts and things, and because we got so many gifts when Link was born, I have heaps of tissue paper back in my stash now, and lots of different colours. I had a lot of pink before, but I've got a lot of black and blue now. So that's always nice to have a stash of tissue paper. I know it's not acid-free. I'm fully aware of that, but I think the small amount that you use is okay, and it doesn't touch the photo directly. So hopefully it will all be fine. And if it's not, that's okay. I won't be here anyway. And I'm not sure how many of my scrapbooks will be kept once I've passed away. And I am very aware of that, and I do this as a hobby for myself. And if they get kept afterwards, that's lovely. If not, it's a good hobby for me, and I love it, and it gives me a nice creative outlet, and I'm totally okay with that. Okay, so I'm still layering up my photos. This does take a while. I could have edited this out, but it wasn't a particularly long layout to put together because it's a small kind of, I guess, piece of real estate that I'm using. And so it didn't take long to embellish once I have done this part of the process. It really was a very quick layout. And it's very simple design. I just only use the items that I showed you. I don't bring anything else in from my stash, so it came together very quickly. And again, I didn't really have an idea when I started, but I kind of like where it ended up. And shock horror, I don't even put mist on this layout. I mean, who am I? So again, I've said this every video and I will say it for all the rest of them as well. Make sure you go and check out Chrissy's video. She is a wonderful person and a great scrapbooker, and I'm super intrigued to see how she treats this grab 5 and what she comes up with. I think it'll be awesome. So I'm looking forward to watching her video, and also check out the playlist that will be linked down below. And I'll try and link Chrissy's video in the cards if I know how to do that. I've never done that before, but I see a lot of other more famous YouTubers that don't make scrapbooking videos always say it's linked in the cards above, but I don't know how to do that. So I will do some investigating to see if I can work out how to do that. And then I'll be all professional. I mean, whoa. Yes, so this is the last layer. So I just added that last bit of tissue paper. That bit, it was actually a little bit more like crepe paper, I'll be honest. But it came wrapped around a gift, so I kind of count it as tissue paper. Even if it's not, it doesn't matter because I've already used the pink and the black as tissue paper on this layout. So we are all good with covering that aspect of the grab 5. So I put my photo to the top of the page, so not in the middle. And now, as I was doing this, I knew that these stickers here, the floral stickers, they're actually from the Reject Shop. I don't know which collection. They would have been a Rosie Studio collection, but I don't know which one. It was a long time ago. But I knew that I wanted to use those. As I was kind of putting this layout together, I was like, those stickers are going to go really well. So I wanted to create a little bit of kind of cluster down in the bottom right. So I used the same layers that I'd used on the photos, and the bit I chopped off the excess, and so I just stuck down the same layers in the same order and just trim that to size once I've stuck that down. So I just trim it off and then I stick that down to the bottom right. I do trim off the top one because it's a bit longer than the others, and then yeah, stick that down and start working on my little clusters. I just create 3 little clusters. Again, it's a really small space that you're working with, so I didn't want to kind of over embellish, so I just created 3 little clusters with those flower stickers you can see on the right hand side there. And they're really cool stickers actually. They've got gold underneath and then the floral part is like popped up, so they look really cool. So I thought that I would pop up this sticker that I'm putting in the top left, because there were so many layers under the photo. There was quite a lot of dimension on the photo, even though I stuck it flat to the page. Because of the layering, it was still quite high, so if I had have stuck the flower down flat, it wouldn't have stuck properly. So I just popped some foam dots under that, and then I'm creating another little cluster on the bottom right of the photo. And I think I add 2 flowers to this. So one I stick flat and then the other one I think I popped up. And then the last 2 I stick down the bottom. So the pink one, and then I add the little pop of yellow. Because there was a bit of yellow in the paper underneath the photo, I thought the little pop of yellow would work well. And plus it was the last sticker on the sheet and there was no way I was putting back that sticker sheet into my stash with only one sticker. It was going on the page. So that is done. And then I think I might trim, yeah, so I trim off the overhang of the stickers, and once I've done that, I'm pretty sure I look at my title, pretty sure I look at my title, yeah. So I'd already kind of knew what was on these stickers. I think it's a Valentine's Day collection from Crepe Paper. I don't know what it's called, it's quite old, but that's what it is. Oh, that's right. There were some gold love hearts. Gold glitter love hearts. So I add 1 to each cluster. And then I go through and I pull out the sticker that said love. And then I come back and there's one that says XOXO. And I just put that underneath. And that is kind of serves as my title. So I kept it simple. I just used the title that already came on the sticker sheet. This doesn't need journaling really. The photo is pretty self-explanatory. Plus it sits alongside my 12 by 12, my pocket page scrapbooking, and that has journaling in it. So I don't do journaling very often on my full page layouts. So this doesn't need journaling, so I don't need to leave space for that, although there is space if I do want to come back and add it. But yeah, I don't. So I'm adding some enamel dots, which is one of my other Grab 5 items, adding 3 to each cluster. And it's at this point that I realised that I haven't used any wood veneer. Whoops-a-daisies. I remembered in my head when I was doing this that I was going to use wood veneer hearts. And then because I'd added these hearts here, the sparkly gold ones, I thought, I can't go back and add wood veneer hearts. That will look a bit weird. So in the end, I have to come up with another option for adding my wood veneer, but I do. It gets on the page. So you can see I've got this big container for my wood veneer, and it's sort of sorted into themes. So I pulled out a little person because I thought I might add that, and then there's some florals. I thought I might add that, and I think the florals would have worked, but I actually come back to these words, which are all from Kaiser Craft, I think. And so I add a word to each of the clusters. So I think I move them around a little bit, but I end up with a hello, a smile, and a you are loved. They are the ones that I kind of grab in the end. It takes me a while to find 3 that were small enough to fit on each of the clusters. There's a lot of large wood veneer words that I have, but not a lot of small ones. So I needed to go through my stash a little bit. Sorry, I had to pause my voiceover and sneeze. I thought you would not have appreciated me sneezing into the microphone because that would have been extremely loud. So I wanted to save your ears. But I have basically finished. I am just adding these wood veneer with wet glue and then we're done. I'll show you the close-ups and yeah, that's it. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you go and check out Chrissy's video. She will have done an awesome layout. Can't wait to watch it, and we will see you guys in tomorrow's video. All right, everyone. Bye.